we're live. What's good, y'all, and welcome back to another episode of Modern Lovers. I am Lance Jones.
I'm Kitty, y'all.
Hey y'all, it's Tamia.
It's Charleston.
What's good with it, Keegan?
What's going on, y'all? It's Keegan. What's that? What's that?
Hey, man, we back. It's been 2 weeks. I know we had technical difficulties. Then first we had a hurricane. Then we had technical difficulties and stuff going on. And, man, we're happy to be here. Let's just say that. Happy to be here. Hopefully there's no more hurricanes coming to Louisiana in no time soon right now. You know what I'm saying? So, hopefully we should be good.
Helene survivors.
Yeah. Everybody in Hurricane Helene in Florida and Georgia and, South Carolina and all that. Hope y'all making out fine. We deal with hurricanes pretty often, and so does Florida. I don't really know too much about Georgia. Georgia and, them don't really be, hit or miss, so. Yeah, so.
It was bad. It hit a lot of people.
Yeah. The hurricane, I don't know, man. They just been pretty bad this year. I don't know. Well, I'm not going to say pretty bad, but it's just been a lot of them. They just been around.
Yeah, back to back.
Yeah, back to back. And they just all around. So, we back. We back to our cards. Back to the traditional way of Modern Lovers. We're going to take a break from these content reviews to give y'all some call-in questions. So we got a lot of those. So we're going to try to run through those. Not run through, but run through the list of them and stuff like that. How y'all feeling today?
Amazing.
Feeling good.
Good, pretty good.
Keegan, how you feeling today, brother?
Long week, man. A little tired, man.
Long week. Hard working man, y'all. Hard working man.
Need your airplane fixed, call.
Yeah. If you need your Beyonce and Jay-Z, you need somebody to work on your private jet,
That's
your man right there. But man, this is episode 28. We don't have no title for it yet, but once we get down the line, we'll get some type of title for. I don't know. It might be something good, like whatever is trending right now, like Diddy parties, right? Maybe I don't know.
$1,000 a baby oil?
$1,000 a baby oil, but I don't know. Maybe. So the first call-in question that we got today is, I need some help, Modern Lovers. My man and I have been dating for a year, but lately I find it difficult to communicate effectively. I feel that he often dismisses my concerns while he feels that I am overly critical. How can we find a way to improve our communication skills to express our feelings without causing conflict?
This is interesting.
Is it really?
Yes, this sounds like a woman coming in. Well, it is because she been dating
Sound
a man.
like a woman.
Yes.
Well, I mean, a lot of times if a guy dismisses a woman's feelings, it's hard for her to get back to that comfortability to be able to express how she's feeling to him because she feels like it's dismissed. I would say you have to be able to communicate past those feelings. If you feel like your communication's been off, I would say even like set up a specified time, like each month or maybe at the end of each week, every 3 months or so, however long, to both of y'all sit down together and talk about, okay, what's been going good, what's been going bad, what do I feel like we need to work on, what do I feel like you need to work on, what do you feel like I need to work on, just to have that set time to be able to express those things and like for other people to listen. Because sometimes if you have it in more of a, I guess you could say, professional setting, it kind of pushes both of y'all to like speak respectfully and the other person to listen.
So you say if a guy dismisses a girl's feelings, it's hard to recover from it. But I guess what do you take as a complaint, and then what do you take serious from a guy's point?
I mean, you got a reason to complain. Well, sometimes you don't, but
Right.
I feel like if you keep bringing it up, if it's brought up more than once, it's actually an issue. But I also don't dismiss it just because you don't see it as an issue the first time it's brought up. You need to take it in consideration the first time, and if you genuinely like this isn't happening. Okay, keep it in the back of your mind, but you still know this is something that she has an issue with.
Yeah, I agree with Tamia with like just having that time during like a month or a week, just like kind of like a decompressed time where you express everything. But I also feel like the communication, the ways to communicate is when your partner asks you what's wrong, don't tell him nothing not wrong. Like we talked about this before. Like saying nothing is just going, you're just prolonging the problem at this point because it could be figured out, solved, and worked on, or at least know like okay something going on to be able to take the next steps forward. So I mean that's like the biggest way. I mean, it's saying like because he may ask you what's wrong when he feels something going on, you say nothing, and then he just dismisses you because you're like, oh well, you told me nothing was wrong, so now you telling me something is wrong, so why should I even put that much stock into it?
Yeah, I feel like it sounds like since they've been together for a while, they kind of just got accustomed to each other, and that comfortability synced in, and they just kind of like whatever. But I feel like when it comes to like communicating your feelings and stuff, that always has to be a proactive thing, cause like things are gonna happen. You might do or say something that might make your partner feel a certain way, and you can't just like dismiss it all the time. Like if they joking or it's like just something small, like yeah, but like if it's something serious and something that keeps coming up, like Keita said, if it's something that keeps coming up, like it's better to recognize that there's a problem and address it now and work towards fixing it versus just pushing it on the back burner and then it becomes a real
Yeah,
problem
it's
later.
gonna continue to grow.
Right. And as a tip to the men, or even women, just the opposite way. If somebody comes to you with like how they're feeling about something, like don't get defensive and feel like they're being overly critical because a lot of times it's just a request and like it may be something that you disagree with,
Mhm.
but you have to be able to have an open mind because once again, y'all are two different people. Y'all see things two different ways, so like y'all are gonna disagree on some stuff. But if in her case, if she feels like this is something that she has an issue with or whatever, maybe like I mean I know the man didn't write this, but like for the men, don't try to get so defensive and always try to defend your stance. Like just being able to try to put yourself in her shoes and see like where she's coming from.
Yeah, you shouldn't feel like a target when people come to you with a problem.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of times problems are somewhat suggestions because it's just like, look, this will just improve our life, not just yours, not just mine. You just see it as your target because you want to be the victim versus trying to, like she said, understand. And to piggyback off what she said earlier with the communication, a lot of people don't feel like y'all have that comfortable space where y'all can sit down. You should just like talk to a therapist. Like, and I say that, and a lot of people don't go to therapy, or they'll be like, "Oh, I don't want to have this space and strangers in my business," but they have that professional mind stance. And a lot of you don't even have to go to like a professional therapist. A lot of people go to church, talk to your pastor. A lot of pastors offer
Counseling.
counseling services for couples and even for yourself. You just need a third party to dilute the situation.
I agree. What you think, Keegan? Oh, my bad. What you think, Keegan?
Nah, I feel like what it could be too. Maybe he got something going on. Like he just not sharing. Like a lot of times when like people be dismissing other people's feelings or like concerns and stuff like that, or like on the edge about certain stuff, it's because some heavy weighing on their mind. You know what I'm saying? It's like he might be, he might not some what he got going on might be distracting him, and he might not even know how to react to you or like anything you got going on. So maybe it's just like maybe he got something heavy on his chest. You know what I'm saying?
But that goes to him. He need to communicate with her, saying that, look, I have a lot going on. Simple as that. Then he gonna understand that she has issues too, because you can't just let one problem take over your whole life. Because that's how everything around you gonna crash down, and you just like, dang, I had my eyes focused on this and didn't see nothing else.
But do we feel like that if you tell somebody that if your partner comes and expresses how they feel, and you tell them, well, I can't really focus on what you got going on because I got what I got going on. How do you stop them from being like, well, I'm trying to talk to you, and this is more important?
Well, that's well, I feel like you're right. You can't really tell nobody
Because they gonna feel like, well, if you're in a relationship with
nothing more
somebody, ain't
important
nothing
because
more
we should be able
important
to
because
work
we
on it
should
I
working
together.
feel
on it
like
together.
I feel like both people should be able to sit down and be like, "It's us versus the problem, not me versus you." Because it sounds like
That's what it turns
if
into a lot
yeah,
of
if
beef,
that's the case, it's like
girl versus
people.
guy.
It's like a competition of well, this issue is bigger than your issue. No, my issue is bigger than yours, and y'all going back and forth
It's
about
not just
who's
attacking
going
the
through
problem.
more. but
You're
it's
right.
like it's supposed to be both of us
Yeah.
versus whatever's going on,
Yeah, you're
so we
right.
can prevail through it.
That's good though because like you mean like you say, people oftentimes is like girl versus guy rather than girl and guy versus what the issue is, and I think that
Mhm.
like more so than often the girl's problem gets put more so at the top because she talks about it more. The guy may say it like once or twice and expect for it to just get handled. And then eventually, I feel like that turns the guy off from listening because he like, well, you ain't really care about what I said, so why would I put stock into what you got going on? Like who? Because who's really more important? If I told you my problem on a Tuesday, there was no change between Tuesday and Friday. You tell me your problem on Sunday night. Why would I even be like, well, she didn't even ask me about it again. So
Mhm.
does my stuff really matter to her? So I don't know.
Now at that point, it goes into the effort that you guys are putting into the relationship. Well, the whole thing is the effort he putting into the relationship. You just have to. I don't know, y'all.
You know,
You have to
but
take, well, first of all, you gotta humble yourself to be able to care to the other person, and you have to have like a servant heart to where like it's not just about you. Like it's not let me tell you about my problem. Like think about your partner first. Think about what he has going on instead of just like being ready to dump on him everything you have going on. And as far as the girl, like and the guy thing, like she's overly critical. Like it might not all be on him, like defending himself and all that. Like it may be how she's approaching him. So like if you come into him with a problem, but you're coming to him in a non-gentle manner, like it may seem like you're being overly critical, like you're just trying to change him instead of like helping him, become better. Because love does foster change, but that's only to better the person, not to like try to change the entire person or the person's entire identity. So you have to check yourself and make sure like you're not coming to him with an attitude or like passive aggression and all of that type of stuff.
I agree. I agree. So I guess like what's so for let's give like 5 tips from like one from each person on what we would say is like the best way to solve the communication issue.
I say like be proactive, like just constantly, cause like everyone preaches communication, but then when it's time to communicate, it's like it's silence. So like just be proactive and like speaking your mind, speaking your feelings. Like even if you can't say it in that moment, like express that. Like hey, I got a lot going on. I can't put it into words right now, but when I can, I will express that. Not just nothing, nothing,
Right.
and then it comes
Okay.
up a week later.
For you on that. I think mine would be just really just hearing the other person, just taking the time out to listen to what they're saying, and then like if you don't understand it right then and there, telling them like using that communication and say like, look, I heard you. I need time to process it and come up with a good answer, so I'm not just telling you anything to blow you, so you don't feel blown off.
I always say to schedule meetings. That way you have time to think about what you want to say, and then going into those, not going to, I guess, to win an argument, but like going to actually understand and hear.
I would say to write down your points. Not points as an argument, but like write down the issues that you're having throughout the week or things that you want to talk about so that you can come there with a clear mind versus as you're thinking about it, another thing pops up and it's like, oh, another thing, this and this and this. You already have it set out, so you already know exactly what's going on.
And I would say be honest. Like if y'all sitting there needing to communicate, instead of saying, "Oh, it's only this and this," and you got something else that you worry about too, just be honest. Tell everything like you got going on, and just you can't fix nothing. Y'all can't work to fix it if nobody know the whole problem. It's like you can't solve a puzzle missing pieces. You gotta have all the pieces in front of you to fix the puzzle. So just make sure you be honest with them and tell them it's all these things. You know what I'm saying? And hit their point and make sure they being honest too, so y'all can work toward the next step.
All right. Well, that's your communication issue. It's solved. Maybe. Kind of so. Y'all got the tools to solve it now. All right, so the next one is, hey, modern lovers, my girl and I have been together for 2 years. She's focusing on building a career and moving to a big city, while I want to settle down or I guess in their hometown or our hometown, whatever, and start a family soon. How can we navigate our different life goals and determine if our relationship can adapt to these changes? What you think, Keegan?
Uh, man, this is a tough one because y'all on like y'all on two opposite odds, two opposite y'all on opposite sides of the
Opposite
spectrum.
islands.
All right, cause moving to a big city, that's a lot, like you said, career driven, and it's a lot of stuff happening in big cities. Like it's always moving, moving, moving. You're always trying to go to the next step. Even like, especially with like a career in a big city, you're always trying to get a promotion, trying to get higher and higher in a company, wherever you're working at. And big cities always got people moving around. There's always stuff happening. It's like now, when you want to settle down and make a family, it's 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 a lot more chill. It's a lot more building like togetherness and stuff like that. And then too, like your girl, you say your girl, she want a career in big city. Well, you need her to start the family. Like she gotta start. She gotta carry the child. If y'all gonna do that or whatever way y'all. No, let's just stick to the child. Y'all, if y'all have a child together, she gotta carry the baby for 9 months. That's 9 months of missing work. That's like, and if you building a career, that's not good. 9 months, somebody take your job. So it's like y'all really gonna have to decide when. Like especially you, it depends on how serious she is about her career and moving and doing that, and how patient you're willing to be to wait to start your family.
Yeah, I think, man, for me, I think I would tell him to this guy. I would say, brother, you might have to move on. I ain't lying.
Oh, I wouldn't say that.
And let me tell you why. I would say he may need to move on, and that's because so people that want like jobs that are high paying or like competitive and things like that, a lot of their time is spent devoted to perfecting their career or growing their name in that career, and they don't normally settle down until it's under their name.
Hmm.
So they may go and start working for somebody competitively for let's say 20 years. And by that time you're now 40, or let's say you're 45, whatever. Now at 45, you want, okay, I've been doing this for 20 years under somebody else's name. It's time for it to be under my name now. So the time that they're taking of that growth or whatever is not gonna be devoted to a family. It's gonna be devoted to that career. So for like myself, I wanna start a family like soon, like once I graduate college, whatever, maybe a year or two, whatever after I graduate. So I can't be with somebody who I know can't be there for family time. So when you get these big careers, a lot of your time is spent working in the office late hours. You're committed to growing. You're committed to growing in that field, but not growing as a family. Your goal is 100%. Like, and I'm like, well, I'm gonna say 100%. I'm gonna say 80% because other might be spent to having some type of like free time, fun time, but you're not gonna want that to be free fun time with raising kids because that's a responsibility of his own. So the reason I would tell this guy to move on is because the focus is not on the relationship. The focus is on that career right now.
Um, like I agree but disagree at the same time, cause it's like when you've been together for 2 years, I guess like priorities and change and stuff. I don't know if it's always been this dynamic of one person wants the family and one person wants the job, or it changed. But I just feel like y'all just gotta come down and like sit down, because there's gonna have to be some type of compromise on one side.
Yeah.
Either the job just gonna have to wait and you start the family now, or
But who would stop with a job though?
exactly. But
They
that's the
said
thing though, because
who
it's like I don't know. Some jobs it'd be like a once in a lifetime opportunity where you got to
exactly,
get on it or somebody else gonna take it.
exactly.
But at the same time, there's always I don't know. It just like it just take
Hearing the word big city tells me that it's a competitive job.
yeah.
Like it's
Hmm.
competitive.
But
I feel like if that's your girl, you willing to wait for her. You,
But what you waiting on though?
but y'all can still be together. Y'all can still grow together and learn each other for these next what 10, 15
Who
years.
wants to have a kid after being married 10, 15 years?
Well, if you really love this girl, you know you want your future with her. You know this is something that she wants right now. This is her goals, and you know for a fact that a child is gonna either stop or put a huge halt to this.
Well, just like Keegan said, he had to decide what's more important to him.
Right.
Is a family more important or is
yeah,
his
that's
girl
what I
more
said.
I
Like
feel like
important?
it's just the timing y'all
Because
put up
guess
with.
what?
that's when that compromise has to come in. Like something has to give.
There's a girl who is okay with having a family and having not I'm not saying a non-competitive job, but it is okay with there's a girl out there in the world that would do the same thing she does, if not more, and that will be okay with having a family at the time that he's ready to have a family. And I'm not saying they working a
there
regular
is
job.
somebody else
I'm
to
saying
buy it.
that like it could be a sense of like they have a good job that they're comfortable with.
Hmm.
People who want to live in big cities want these high paying competitive jobs. It's like dog eat dog.
I don't feel like you should just throw away your whole relationship just because.
It's like more factors that go into it, but just from
Yeah.
the outside speaking,
I think because it seems like he's really stuck and like I mean, it almost sounds like he's contemplating letting the relationship go.
That's what feel like to me.
I think before you let it go and just give up on it, number one, this situation is really hard to deal with because like as far as the competitive jobs, yes, that's true. But there are some jobs that are competitive and they take care of their employees. Like
Hmm.
they're gonna give them the free time because it's a lot of hard work they're doing. Like they pay well and like they give them a lot of like remote work or the paid time off, like different vacation days. Like they have those careers that you can move up, but they'll still allow you to have a life, especially like with the way it's moving with like hybrid jobs and all of that. Um, so it is possible for like you to maybe if you're trying to settle down anyway, just go with her to a big city and settle down with her over there. Like there's like a lot of
Really
compromise, but
could.
I feel like that comes with number one, a whole lot of prayer and like just asking God, like, is this really the right way for me to go? And then two, sitting down with her and both of y'all discussing y'all priorities and like seeing is settling down and like getting married, starting a family, something that she has on her priority list. Because obviously, on one side, for her, it seems like a really high priority is her career, and for you, a career, a big career like she's going for is not one of the higher priorities. Like, so if you sound like you're okay with having a job, might not be the biggest job like the president or CEO of some company, but you have a well-paying job, you can get that where she's going,
Right.
or she can start a family, or like she can start a big high president CEO job where you are. Like it just depends on the compromise that y'all are willing to do with each other. But I don't think that you should just give up on a relationship as of right now.
It's only been 2 years. Y'all still got a long road ahead of y'all.
Y'all have a long
You
time,
do,
but
but
it
I
is
guess
better
like
to end it now if it's not gonna
right.
work out in the future.
That's what I'm
That's
saying.
something to talk about though
Before
before you
you,
just let it go.
I feel like before you get too far along, like okay, she wants to move to a big city. Who's to say that when she moves to a big city, she's gonna want to have kids? Or who's to say she's gonna have time to have kids?
Well, y'all should, like Samia said, talk
Talk
about that
about it.
now. Let's see in the future. Are we gonna have kids? Are we
yeah,
gonna move to this step, or is it just gonna be you, me, and your career forever?
right? Because whatever happens after this, that's like the big decision right
Yeah,
there.
it's a big
Hmm.
decision.
It's either family, job, stay home,
And that's the
move.
thing, like, so who would want to choose between family and money? And
Every
this
time
is let
somebody
me
gonna
and let
choose
me
their
tell you
career,
why, right? Right,
because you
because
just.
you can't do anything without money, but you make memories with family.
But think about
But you can
the
also
time you
have
just spent
both.
to get this career at the same time. You is
You
not
can
about
also
to.
have both
Then you're
though.
also trying to work so where when if you do have a family, you can have a certain quality of life for them.
Right, because
Exactly.
then
So
she
it's
gonna be
like
like,
So you
it's like
gotta work,
you
but
don't.
it's like, okay, can I get this same job in a big city and have a family, or can I? Or is this
Mm,
job gonna come and the family has to wait?
no, she gonna choose.
but it also depends on
The
how old
family
they are
gonna
too.
wait.
Family gonna wait,
I don't know.
and
It's
that's what I'm
like
saying.
it's
We don't
more
know how
factors that
old
go
these
into it,
people
but
are.
on the
Like,
outside looking in, it's just so much that goes into it.
I mean, I would assume that they're like 24, 25, 26, something like that in that age range. Just and the reason I say that is because normally somebody talk about moving to a big city that's like after they've completed something where they know that the opportunity is better in, let's say, New York or whatever, or let's just say like let's say it's better in California. But me, like, also for me, I don't feel like I live in New Orleans, so like settling down in New Orleans is not like crazy, but settling down in somewhere like Thibodeau is not as like, oh, yeah, I know, brother, I know, that's all right though. But settling down in Thibodeau is a little bit different because there's less opportunities here.
Yeah,
But if you were to settle down in New Orleans, it's like, okay, well,
it's more
It's a
it's
lot.
more
opportunities.
Right.
It's a little bit
opportunities.
busier, but it's
It's a
more
little bit
opportunities.
busier, but it's more opportunities. Versus like, say so let's say I'm from Thibodeau and I want to move to let's say somewhere. Let's say I want to move to New York. That's a
Like
big
Huge
that's a big
move.
difference
jump.
for
That's a
them.
huge
You
jump.
going from this small little
Small
town to the
town
Big
to the
Apple,
biggest, like
one of the
the
yes.
biggest, most known cities that there is. I think that there's some, and then you lose a lot of the family aspect of it because you don't have
You
that.
moving and you starting over by
You
yourself
starting
or
over
with
all by
with you.
yourself.
That's if you
But you
have
gonna
someone with
find a
you.
family. You gonna find a family. You just worked your last what
You
12 years
can't
of
find
your
it. You
life.
gotta build a
You
family.
You
well,
gotta
that's
build
why
a
I'm saying that
family
you
though.
gonna.
Like how you gonna build your family if your family's in one place that's small, in like small, just close together, everybody's around versus going all the way somewhere crazy, not crazy, but somewhere
It's
brand
like
new.
far.
It's far.
Right, you don't have to be in the city. You could be
I
a
don't
little
know.
30
New
minutes
York, I
away.
know New York has like suburban areas, whatever, like that. But like, I mean, it's still New York though.
But that's
Like,
always the thing. It's like, do you stay where you from and try to build something there, or do you
right?
try
Or
to
do you
like
try to?
venture out?
Yeah.
'Cause that's like I don't know.
You
I
could
always
always
felt
come
like I
home. You
wanted to
could always
stay.
go home.
That's someone always thinks
You
about.
could always go home, but I always felt like people, everybody would say, yeah, when I graduate, I'm gonna move to Texas. I hear people say that every single
What
day.
Texas
Like
now?
Texas is 5 hours away.
You
It's
can go there
not really
too.
all that, but there's a lot of opportunities out
Yeah,
there.
it just depends on where you're going, what you're
But
looking for.
if all the people from Louisiana say they're gonna move to Texas, what
Opportunities gone.
like the opportunities gonna be gone.
Yeah, cause Texas was like booming like a few years ago. I
Yeah.
don't know if it's still like that now.
So everybody
Houston
people pick up
is.
Every
and move
big
to Texas
hurricane, they
every
go to
day.
Texas.
Everybody move. They go to Texas. They go to Atlanta.
I don't blame them.
If you gonna go to Alabama, let's sprinkle.
Houston is
Alabama,
a.
I would go to Texas. I'm looking like Tennessee.
Houston.
Tennessee. My sister in Tennessee.
I just talked about
Shout out
Tennessee.
Memphis.
I mean, I don't know.
I wouldn't mind like
I
starting.
would miss the culture of New Orleans so
Yeah,
much
I feel
here.
like when I finish my career, I'm coming back home.
I don't
I,
know.
I might. I say I would move later
I
on in my
want to
life.
buy a like I want to buy a condo in Tennessee and have that place to be able to go, but
Like a
not stay
retreat.
there. Yeah,
Yeah,
just
like a
pick up and
retreat
go whenever I want to go.
or like
Like
a vacation home.
yeah, like a vacation home, something small, nice, whatever. Just pick it, like I'm like, man, look, I'm tired of being down here. Look, I'm going up there for 2 months, and that's fine because I know I could come back.
Yeah, and you already
Oh,
established
And
yourself
my
here.
place, my house is already here. I could come right back. So maybe that might be like an option for them, right? Like to have a small time home, or like a decent home in a small
I
town.
know some people like well more wealthier people or like more well established, but they have their house somewhere and they have like a apartment or something that they go to.
Yeah, well, I mean, the best thing is like people always forget, but if you Airbnb, like if you get into Airbnb, man, there's so much money to be made in that.
That's to
Just
pay your mortgage
what
and plus.
that's why we don't have housing in New
you
Orleans.
block off. Well, yeah, that is right. Yeah. I mean, hey, they understood the assignment. But if you like, if you think about it, if you block off 2 months out of every year for you to go up there to your Airbnb, do any type of work fixing up that there needs to be done, and you have somebody regularly coming in and cleaning you rent it out, you will not have to even think about the mortgage.
Yeah,
You
cause
just
it
let
pays
it
itself.
just pays itself. So it's an investment thing. So that may be something that they could do is like have a place where they where you can go come and go. I think like it's always the fear associated with just picking up and leaving.
Yeah,
That it's like, dang, am I gonna struggle? Is everything gonna be good?
yeah. It's that
Like, what's it gonna be?
it's
It's
that fear of
the
uncertainty.
uncertainty.
You don't know what's gonna happen.
So I mean, if you really love this girl and you can hold on starting a family, then okay, stick around, build it, take the time that's needed. But if you can't, or if you're really ready and you feel like there's gonna be something else out there, it's okay. You might cry, you know what I'm saying, but you'll be able to move on knowing that what you'll move on knowing that the person that you are looking for is still out there, like that's ready to start a family. So we're good on that, y'all. We good? Good, good, good. You good on that, Keegan? All right.
Yes,
All
sir.
right. So next one. Hey, modern lovers, my shorty and I. That's so funny. My shorty and I have been in a committed relationship for 6 months. However, she has a history of being hurt in her past relationships, leading to trust issues with me. Okay, we'll get to that. She often questions my intentions and feels insecure. How could we work on building trust and understanding each other's past experiences?
I won't go first.
Go ahead, brother. You
So
got the
like,
flow.
all right. So it's always this joke between I don't know if y'all know, but it's like when a guy's the first, like when you're the first guy to treat a woman right, it could go
Oh,
so bad. It's
yeah.
because like she not used to actually being treated like who she's like
Boy,
supposed to be, and it's
that
like
ain't heat right there,
and
man.
it sucks because it's like your intentions are pure. You trying to you trying to do things right, and she's still like sometimes it seems like it's not enough. It's like you can only give so much. That's what it sounds like to him. It's like he like you can only give so much until it's like damn, like I'm trying to like I could literally show you my hands, my cards. You can see
Bro,
all my cards,
what?
and it's like you still questioning like my
That's
intentions.
crazy.
So
Hey, no cap.
it kind of like for him it kind of sucks, but it's like to build the trust and stuff. It's like I don't know. You just gotta be open. Like, listen, I'm trying to do this because I want to do this. I'm trying to treat you how I'm supposed to treat you. And if you can't accept and take that, then y'all might just have to go y'all separate ways. It's still
Facts.
6 months, so it ain't
It's
too
It's
really
much
still not
fresh.
too
pressure.
long.
It's really new.
Bro, that is so much heat in the. It's because like I feel like they got real genuine guys in the world who want to give a girl the world, right? Like you feel like you meet a girl, they deserve everything you got, and you just start putting the stuff out, whether it's early, late, whatever it is, you letting that girl know you serious about whatever it is going on, and they like let so much of their like past experiences cloud the new experience, and they don't know how to go into the relationship with just like a understanding of like I'm gonna give this dude a fair shot, and I'm not gonna let whatever else in the past affect whatever else happened. And I know it's hard to like. I guess I know it's hard to like put your past hurt to the side,
Hmm.
but I think that I think that if you give them, if you give, I don't even know how to say it,
It's like
cause
you gotta, that person has to forgive
they gotta
what happened
forgive
to
what
them in the
happened to
past so they
them.
could let it go so
Yeah,
they can have like a fresh mind
so they
to
could
accept what's in front of them.
exactly,
Cause like
exactly.
Cause I seen cases where like a girl like have been done wrong in the past, and like a good guy comes along, he doing everything right. She waiting for one wrong
Cause
little
it's
thing
too
to happen.
it's
It's like boom. It's
cause
like
everything going too right.
right. It's
And
like
I
it's too
feel
good to
like
be
there
true.
is it's not like okay, there is cases where stuff is too good to be true, but like and people always say like watch be careful in the early stage of a relationship because you never know what can happen. I 100% feel like you're supposed to be some sort of careful, but at the same time, if everything is flowing, everything looking good,
Why question?
roll with it.
Yeah, why
Like
question that?
just roll with it because if you got a dude that's good to you and he's like a good leader, just look. All you gotta do is just I ain't lying. I ain't gonna say just sit there and shut up, but
But
just
follow
sit
his
there and
lead
shut
somewhat.
up.
Like follow his lead
Yeah,
somewhat.
just follow the lead.
Well, I feel like
Keita disagree.
I don't disagree, but I also don't agree because I feel like with
What?
like
What?
listen,
What?
because I feel like I you can't just sit there and just yes, you can let some people lead, but everybody you can't. And the fact that she's had issues in her past relationship, so she's seen things or have had experiences that she considers red flags. You might be portraying those same symptoms or those same qualities that person has. So she's like, okay, I'm gonna ask a question versus I'm gonna just let it go like I did the last time. The last time she let it go and it turned out being a big thing, and if it hurt her versus she gonna ask a question and you might consider it as a trust issue, and she's like, no, this is what happened in the past. And I'm trying to see if this is what happening now.
Well, I feel
Think,
like if people were more open about their past relationships, life would flow so much easier.
but if you sitting here talking about, oh, this happened in the past, this happened in the past, you can be like, why you keep talking about your ex?
Well, it's
Bec-
not talking
I
about
don't
the
think it's
person. It's more so the
to me. Yeah, it's
experience.
more so the experience. So I know, like, okay, these type of things you're not comfortable with.
But then also it's like you let that slide. So what you gonna let slide with me?
But like, why think
You
like that?
saying that, but somebody else might be.
Well, why think like that? To answer your question,
Mm.
who knows? But there's some things that people go
Who
through.
knows? Who
There's some
knows?
things that people go through in their life, and let's get off of the relationship, like the past relationships, for a second. People have traumatizing childhood, and it causes them to act a certain way all the way through their old age. So past relationships, like she may have gone through something as a kid. Past relationships, like she just may truly have these trust issues, and it's something that she understands that she has, and she's fighting with it and like working like she knows it's something that she has wrong. And honestly, the guy might have some issues too that like that where something affected him growing up or in a past relationship that he might be bringing into the relationship, but it's just not as big as a it's not as big of a problem. So I just feel like in order to build trust, instead of just hoping that she lets the past go and like try to understand why she's not letting it go. just to be open with her and give her your trust first, and like put your trust in her hands, being vulnerable with her, and you know, showing her that you're vulnerable and giving things where like you're opening up to her first, it'll kind of help her to be like, okay, this is okay. But like sometimes it just takes an example. Like as a baby, you show them how to do something first before they learn how to do it. They see you do it and they be like, okay, well, I think I got it now. And you know, just holding her hand through it all and constantly, she's gonna need a lot of reassurance. Just constantly reassuring to her, like, you know, I got you. I won't do anything. You know, this and that, and like live up to that with your actions, but also explain to her that she has to let go of the pride of I'm not trusting nobody else because ain't nobody else is trustworthy, and you know, be okay with falling and be okay with, you know, letting some of that go.
See, for me, that always like, and I'm saying that as in like the reassurance, it gets to be too much sometimes. Because I feel like as a man, if I tell you, the first thing you learn, when I, one of the first things you learn as a man is your word is your bond. You are a man of your word. What you say is what you say is what you won't do, what you won't do, whatever, right? So I feel like if I tell you, okay, that's not me. I'm not doing that. That's not how I'm rolling. I'm not that type of guy, whatever. I'm expecting the girl that I'm with to hear me that one time, and I shouldn't have to
That's not
speak
gonna
on
happen.
that.
That's in the most
Listen,
ideal
no,
That's
case.
you though.
but not
That's in
speak
the,
on
but
that
see, that's in
specific thing
like
again.
that's the perfect case where a man is gonna tell you something, and the first time he tell you, you take his word for it, and it's 100% true. That is
They
But I
don't
mean,
do
100.
that.
but I
They
mean,
don't
if a
even do
man,
that.
if a
But a
man,
guy
if
needs
it's
that chance to be able to say that
But
though.
you
if
can
his
say that.
actions,
But the
but
thing
if
is,
his
when we're
act,
talking about trauma here, she's probably given several guys that chance, and now she just won't have it anymore.
If everybody keep breaking that trust and you like, okay, I got you. You showing me right, yeah, but I still have to be skeptical because every single other
but
person is
why be
breaking that
skeptical?
trust.
But why be skeptical if that man is doing exactly what he
Because
said he's
every
doing?
So that's
Exactly.
why, see, that's why I agree with you because actions do matter. So like, if you say something, you keep your word. Now, if she's still asking you that like 10,000 times after you showed her already, then that's something that y'all gonna have to talk about. But like, as far as like a first try, and this relationship is fairly new, like it's only been 6 months. That's not a long time.
But still, it's early, so the foundation is rocky now.
so this is still a
Because
time.
you
But this is
giving
something
me
they have to
you
work out
got
though.
these trust issues. For example, if I haven't done nothing, but you see you, I'm out late. I haven't text you back in the 15 minutes you giving me that particular night, and I don't text you back, and you calling me saying, well, "What girl you with?" Da, 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 all this and that. That's yeah. It's only been 6 months, but you didn't just rock the slope now
Right.
Well, yeah.
because it's early. Now I'm looking at you like, well, I'm
So
out. I just had one
before
drink. I just came back. We was on the dance floor, whatever, and I ain't text you back. Like, okay, come on, like.
it was rocky to begin with though, because you got in a relationship with a girl with a bunch of trust issues. So honestly, it has already been rocky. So since you knew that you was getting into this relationship, unless you didn't know
But what
that,
girl openly says, "Yeah, I've been cheated on 6 times"?
that's
Well, you
why
will
I
see
like
it.
to get no. That's why I like to get to know people before I get in a relationship with them.
Well,
To
see,
my
look.
point.
Well, look. I feel
To my
like this.
point.
Well,
To
I
my
feel like
point,
this.
though.
I
Right.
just feel like
Right.
I think I said this once before. Like, you need to ask these type of questions before you start taking something
Right.
serious. Cause like sometimes people get in a relationship with other people with trauma and issues, and it's like that's something that they should be taking care of on their own before hopping in a relationship. Cause like someone else's issues and trauma shouldn't be your fault, or it shouldn't be
Exactly.
your
Yes.
Shouldn't be
responsibility
put
to
on
fix.
it.
But
Exactly.
at the same time, if they have done the work when they were single to fix themselves, and now they're in a relationship and it comes up, you could be there to support them versus trying to fix it. Like
Exactly.
a
Man
man
shouldn't have to
shouldn't have
fix
to
it.
be, or even a woman shouldn't have to be Bob the Builder and fix your
I
problems.
Fix
don't
your
feel like
problem.
it's his job
Exactly.
to fix her problems. I just feel like it's his job to, like Lance said, be a man and hold his ground. If he's showing what he's saying, then she's gonna be working. Well, hopefully, she's working on herself to grow and to trust you.
Yeah, if he's doing exactly what he said he is, and he's still giving her that reassurance, and that's still not enough, that means she needs to work on herself.
But it also depends on what type of questions she asks him, because like how you said, what girl were you with this time? And that those type of questions is gonna have to be a, like a quick conversation. Like we're
It
not gonna
be
do
it
that.
be
Yeah,
But like a
that's
where
not.
were
Well,
you?
girl say, "Oh well, we not." Well, you say, "Okay, we're not gonna do. What we gonna do then?"
no,
No, like I'm
Because I'm
talking about
telling you, I wasn't with nobody, and you don't believe that.
Right, you
Well,
what
need
I'm
to trust
saying
me.
is like the assumption making. So like if there's a lot of assumption making in her questions, then you can tell her as a man, like, don't ask me those type of questions because I find that disrespectful. disrespectful. That's the first conclusion that you're going to.
Mhm.
It's okay to ask people, were you? I mean, I guess it doesn't work.
That don't work like that.
Right.
You're disrespecting me. Oh, I'm disrespecting you? Okay.
Right.
Okay.
This
Okay.
man doing everything for you. Do you love me? No.
No,
What you
I
think?
don't love you. No.
It's
Keegan,
like,
what you think about this, brother? How you feel? Look at him smiling. He like that. Smiling.
I feel like I feel like it ain't really too much he could do in this situation. Like, if as long as he's doing what he's supposed to do, at the end of the day, it's gonna be up to his old lady, bro. Like, if she like trust her earlier, if you not over, if you ain't worked on your past traumas and stuff like that, you should not be looking at getting. You shouldn't be dating or getting in no relationship, cause you shouldn't. He shouldn't have to. She shouldn't be taking that out on him. If he doing what he supposed to do and he treating her right and all that, he shouldn't have to deal with what the last man did. Like you shouldn't even want to put him through that. If you really love him, you shouldn't want to put him through that. Like if he showed up and he doing what he supposed to do, like he's like okay, like okay, like he doing what he supposed to do. I can put my guard on a little bit. It's another thing too. What type of men are you dealing with? You got this much trauma,
exactly.
like you can't trust no man in the world. Like that means you gotta slow down, take your time. Like you you passing that on to somebody else basically. Like you passing what happened to you on to somebody else because you ain't done what you had going on. So it's like it's just you creating more. You basically being what you don't like
That's why y'all
at
can't
that
be giving
point.
yourself to everybody.
Yeah, real talk. You gotta be selective. Like you can't just be saying, I'm gonna try this one and try that one. Like, I mean, you know who a good guy is. Like, well, I'm not gonna say they know, but you should know if it's a good guy or not, and you should know how to proceed, knowing if you with a good guy or not with a good guy.
I think people just be ignoring the signs.
They
Like
do.
it be looking like
They
just
don't
because the
care.
person look too good or they just don't
They don't
care.
care.
Yeah.
They like, oh, I'm gonna deal with it later.
Well,
And
these
then
days
it's
they
like,
probably don't even know what signs to
Okay, he a
look
football
for.
player. Yeah, I want him.
yeah,
And you
oh,
know
he
he
look good. I
go. You
want
know
him.
he
But it's
got
like,
6 girls wearing his number on
and
their
same
feet.
thing with dudes. Like you know that girl ain't good for you, but just because she look good and she got that wagon back there, you don't
Exactly.
care.
You know she crazy. You know she done been with 6 dudes. You know,
She
like
be keying people cars and you still won't
exactly.
date her.
But you still want to try it. Like no. Mm-mm. And then you don't want to return the package either. You want to hold on to it because oh man, she just so good. No.
No, return the sender
Return the sender
immediately.
immediately.
Yeah.
Walk in your face. Nah, wrong house. Wrong house. All right, so we good. All right, last one, y'all. This thing says, "What's up, modern lovers? My boyfriend and I are planning to move in together, but we have different attitudes towards finances. He is a saver who prefers to stick to a strict budget, while I enjoy spending on experiences and outings. We need to find a compromise that allows us to be financially responsible while still enjoying our time together."
This is
Like that's
easy.
your money. You have a little savings account. You put money in it, and then whatever else you do with it
See,
is on
but
you.
this is the
No,
problem. This is the problem.
They
This is
setting
the
you up for
problem.
disaster right there.
Right,
I'm
I
just
feel like
saying that
as long
right
as you
now.
put a certain amount to the
You
side and you
can't
have
don't
enough
listen to
for a
Keity. Don't listen to Keity. If
This
you care about the
dude on a
relationship,
budget.
don't listen to
This
That's
dude
his
on a
Keity.
money.
budget, and
That's his money. She got money on her own, right?
this dude they trying to move in
Yeah, they
together.
together. They're trying to move in together. They can have a savings account. That's what
They
I'm saying.
could
They can have a
joint
joint savings
account.
account. She can have a savings account on her own. No, okay, I'm not saying
Kitty,
y'all all
what are you saying here?
look,
What are you
save
doing?
money and spend
Don't
money.
listen to Keity. I'm
Save
telling you,
and
do not
spend
listen to
money. What?
Keity.
What are you talking
She's
about?
setting you up for
What,
failure.
you gonna save more or spend more?
No, you're not saying just because you want to save money, you can't spend anything.
No, that's not what we're
That's part of
saying.
a budget.
Because you saying
But
she
this
can't
dude
enjoy
is
her
on a
life just
strict
'cause
budget.
He
He
tryna-
is
he
trying to
she
make
gonna have
sure
to use
everything is
his money.
secure in the house. She trying to make sure that she could get 6 martinis and
just
she
gonna have to
could
use
go
his money. That's
do
all.
whatever else.
Well, she didn't say that she enjoys spending all her money.
Right.
Just
She
probably
said,
like to
"I
enjoy
going out. She like
enjoy
enjoying things.
spending
The
not
girl
all.
wanna
on experiences and outings."
She might not.
Exactly.
Well, she might be more.
That might be a clothes haul as an experience.
she likes to go out. He doesn't.
She
She
got a
like
sheen haul as the experience.
okay. Think about it, you go out every weekend. She go out every weekend too. He don't want her going out because he don't want her spending money. Versus she's like, I got my own money, right? I could
But
still
her money
save
supposed
and
to be
spend.
going towards the house
She
too.
can still save money
But the-
while still be
But
going.
the thing
have
is,
fun.
though, they have a big goal, and like when you have big
Exactly.
financial goals, like you gotta give up, you gotta sacrifice.
Somebody
some
got
stuff
some
like
got
that.
to sacrifice.
Like if you trying to
You
get
don't
like,
feel
let's say
On
you're trying to
both
get a
ends,
car.
though, on both ends.
Yeah, both.
sometimes.
Yeah,
but
because
okay,
both-
so
it's
this
a-
dude
it's a
got a
joint
strict
thing.
budget. So what sacrifice on his end?
he's not
He
doing
might not
nothing.
be going up. We
Exactly.
don't know what
That's
he's
all on
sacrificing it
him.
for.
So my thing is, if y'all trying to put the money together, there's a way to spend your. I mean,
Oh, she
to
knows she financial woman.
yes,
Say what
finance
Financial
major,
woman.
accounting and finance major here. Anyways, so you can like, there's a way to save your money, have your budget, and also enjoy your life. Like, you don't have to coop all of your money up in your bank account.
It's called the 50-30-20 or 50-25-25.
This is why she went to school for it. Let her talk.
I mean,
Yeah, let me cook.
Yeah,
it.
shut up,
go ahead.
petroleum
Okay,
major.
okay,
You
okay,
shut up.
Go ahead. All right, go ahead.
So-
Shut up, petroleum engineering. Shut up.
First of all,
Ain't nothing money, nothing to do with budget.
so let me just tell y'all what I do with my money, because I'm pretty frugal, but I still enjoy my life. First of all, don't live above your means. Like, if you're working at McDonald's, you should not be expecting to buy any type of.
Well, I mean, if you manage your money right, you can buy Balenciaga.
No, you can't buy
Look at that.
Balenciagas and pay your rent.
It's gonna be like 8 months of savings and check. Right?
You can
Right.
buy Balenciagas working at McDonald's.
What I'm
Not paying your
saying
rent
is-
and buying Balenciagas.
Yes, you
Going on a
could.
trip
Put 'em on
every
quarantine.
weekend, doing all, like, don't live above your means.
Pitiful.
You know what I mean when I say that. So what I do is, as soon as I get my check, I give my money to the church, some of it, 10%, and then after that,
10%
everything else goes to, firstly, all of my responsibilities. So before I even pay myself, everything goes to responsibilities. Then whatever's left of that, I dump like 95% of it into like investments and, my savings accounts and other type of investments. The last 5% is what I would spend on myself. And
$3.
I'm about to say, nah, that's not.
All the $3 and 12 cents.
$3 is crazy, but no, I have a little bit of money left over to spend on something nice that I want for myself. Like, if I want to go,
A Happy Meal.
Some wings and drink. Hey, that's enough though.
A Happy Meal. That's
Right.
it.
but
Got
like the
enough money for
spending,
Happy
like the constant spending on, like, you need to have your $10 Starbucks cup of coffee every day, like
Right.
stuff
That-
like
Two
that.
coffee
That's
the
a
little
problem.
small
I'm not
expenses
gonna lie.
every day, that has to stop.
That does have to stop.
Just get you a
And, like-
coffee pot and buy the stuff and you
And
can
make
make
it
it.
Right.
your own.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I've been saying that for you.
The
forever.
constant everyday little small, like, it's a small,
small
amount
thing add up.
today, but
They
that
add up
stuff
by the end of the week. You
Literally,
spend
end of the
$50.
week, right.
Yeah, $50 by the
that
end of the
stuff
week.
adds up.
Because why you eat Wingstop every night? I know it's good, but it ain't that good.
Yeah.
Not at all.
I do want Wingstop tonight though. I do want Wingstop tonight. It's that type of night.
Like, and just making different choices to where, like, instead of always going out to eat, buying some food and making your own meals, like, that comes out a little bit cheaper than going out to eat at a restaurant
True.
all the time.
Make your own drinks at home. Because the people, like, when you go out sometimes, they be watering the drinks down. They
They
be
do.
charging you too.
$13 a drink, $11 a drink.
Mhm.
Keegan, what you think about this, brother?
Uh, I don't know, y'all mainly hit the nail on the head. Like, y'all gonna have to come up with a plan, basically. Like, just like, especially too, like, y'all talking about moving in together. That's gonna be like, you're gonna have a lot of stuff going on. You got electric, water, stuff, all type of stuff like that. Internet, different, all type of different stuff. So it's like, y'all gotta figure out what's going on with all that. Well, obviously rent. I ain't want to leave that out. It was on mine. But like, I gotta figure out what's going on with all that, and then go from there. That's probably why he budgeting so hard. Y'all talking about moving in together. Y'all gotta be able to
Right.
not only pay rent, but like y'all gonna get furniture, all type of stuff, different stuff. And you never know what happens. So like you gotta be prepared for that type of stuff. And once y'all get established with all that, y'all get your house together, apartment, whatever y'all got going on with it. Once y'all get that together, then y'all might be able to, build a little bit. Y'all might have be able to do a little more. But like, it's also understanding why he's so strict with his budget too. Like the reason why he might be saving up for the house. Maybe he want to get both of y'all some nice cars. No, I don't say that. Maybe he about trying to get a nice car and stuff too. Like you'll never know. Like just try to get an understanding why he got such a strict budget. Y'all can always find experience. I get experiences for free. Go to the park. Spend $5, get some
They say
bread
you're
or
not supposed
something,
to do that.
and throw to the ducks. That's a nice little
They say
experience
you're
you
not
can talk
supposed to
about.
throw bread
Just
to
talk
the
to each
ducks.
other. Like not all experience have to be focused on spending money all the time. Like you can make your own happiness. You can make your own experiences. Like you can make that happen. Not all the time it's about spending $200-300. You know what I'm saying? Going to this place.
I
Like
think I
You
think
don't have to do that all
we
the
as
time.
people, like, I'm gonna just say from like American, I think we underestimate the real value of things.
American.
Like as Americans, I think we underestimate the real value of things. Like we might want something, but then once we get it, then we really see the cost of it, and it's like, damn, it's more than what I thought. So
They
that's
don't
why
bring
it's
it
kind of
back. They just buy something else that they
That
want.
part.
no, but it's like, all right, let's say you buy a Benz, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your oil change ain't gonna be like $50 like a regular vehicle.
It's
You
not.
you gotta go to the dealership $200. If something break, that's even double. So like just stuff like that, like some things just has hidden costs that we don't really think about sometimes, and we want stuff.
Yeah, I
that's
mean, I
like,
think we're like first sighted. Like we see the first thing of it. You know, you see the label Mercedes Benz on. You're like, okay, I want the Benz, but you don't see that. Okay, the charges that that actually gonna come behind that. You are gonna spend $100 to $150 on an oil change
Lord,
on your
don't
car.
let nothing break.
You let something break, it's got to go there, or in New Orleans, go to Fritz and Heinz, whatever, and you can't just let Mr. Tony or Rabbit fix it on the side of the street, because
That's all.
Rabbit gonna mess it up. Rabbit gonna have you riding on one wheel. So
It's like same thing with getting a house, right? You got HOA fees,
You do.
property fees. You gotta pay all these extra fees compared to just paying rent.
compared to just well, it's not rent, but it's mortgage.
Mortgage.
Mortgage. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
They want
getting
to
a house
get a
compared,
house.
yeah,
Yeah, compared to getting rent. Yeah.
mortgage costs way more than a rent.
Well, no, surprisingly, it's about the same now.
Well, it just depends on it's too like down payment and.
Well, I mean, yeah, no.
I mean, it's like
You could get a good mortgage for about $1,300 right now. It's a buyer's market right now. It's probably gonna be a buyer's market for like.
It's starting to shift towards a buyer's market.
No, it is buyer's market right now. They
You
got.
think
Oh, I know so. I'm in the market. I'm in the market. I know. I'm in the market. Yeah, you could get it for a good price too. Like you could get good houses, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, 4 bedrooms, 3.5 baths, for good prices right now. Like even out here and in New Orleans, I was looking at one, a 4 bedroom, 2.5 bathroom. They only selling for $288
That's not bad at all.
with a huge backyard.
Some places
Two-car
that's probably
garage.
gonna be almost $500,000 in some
Well,
places.
no, like norm, like maybe a year and a half ago, it was a seller's market. You
Mhm.
could get whatever you want because there wasn't a whole lot of houses
Yeah.
on the market. My auntie, she bought a house. She waited. She probably could have got that house about 20 or 30. Well, let's say $20,000 cheaper than what she paid. So
She better refinance.
uh,
So make sure y'all get y'all finances in order.
Yeah, real
Get y'all
talk.
savings up. Get your credit up, and all that.
yeah, real talk.
Yes, enjoying spending on experiences and outings. A lot of the best experiences are cheap.
Yeah.
That's
A lot
true.
of your best experiences don't require you to spend
Right.
as much money. So you can still have your experience, you can still have your outing, you don't have to spend that much money.
Right. That Sheen card ain't worth it.
I mean, I said make a
All
pizza
types of
at home.
Haul ain't worth it. You can get you some
Right,
stuff.
you can
Just
just
don't buy
wait
the
a-
whole cart at once.
Right.
Yeah.
Because the stuff that has the most value is stuff that you can't, that doesn't degrade or erode or
Appreciate.
depreciate. There you go.
Appreciate.
Because
Hey,
the material
check me
things,
out. Check me out.
those are things that you can't take with you at the end of the day.
That's true.
Your memories and or the material things don't even stay for like more than 10 years, but your like memories and those experiences with the people that you love and just the time that you can't get back, those are things that you can take with you past all the way to your deathbed.
So, this has been Modern Lovers, episode 28. I am Lance Jones.
I'm Kitty, y'all.
It's Charleston.
So much of a delay.
And it's
Look,
Keegan.
like, comment, subscribe, and keep us on your feed. We out.
I will love you anyway. Let's go. Even if you cannot stay.